How's it going, everybody? Rob here, back with another video, and, well, we're going to, I mean, I haven't covered it that much, but I've been kind of curious about it periodically, on this whole Johnny Somali thing. Now, for those who don't know, Johnny Somali is a, you know what, for lack of a better word, he's a piece of shit. He went from country to country, acting like a complete jackass, which unfortunately has put, I think for a lot of people, has kind of put IRL streamers under the radar, because some of these people think that they can go to another country, you know, stream whatever they're doing, and act like total fuckheads. And Johnny Somali is, by definition, the example of fuck around and find out. And sure enough, he's finding out, because there's a good chance he's gonna be facing, you know, good chunk of time in prison in North Korea, not North Korea, but Korea, just in general, Korea. But anyway, let's go ahead and get right into this. This guy's a fucking idiot. Actually, I will say I'm reacting to Tozy's video on this, so fun. And down the line, if there is another video that pops up involving this situation, I might do a reaction to it.
This disrespectful IRL streamer continues to prove to the world that he is in fact the dumbest streamer to ever walk on Earth. Because at this point, I just feel like a broken record, as this dude just continues to make an absolute fool out of himself by now threatening the judge and his mother. Are you
Kidding me? What a fucking is that legit a thing? Hold on. Can I?
Out of himself by now threatening
Johnny. Okay. Johnny Somali update. He has now threatened the judge and the judge's mother. He's getting life, isn't he? Johnny Somali threatened the judge's mother a while ago after his first court hearing. I posted this video when Johnny was headed to his second court hearing, but he not only threatened the judge's mother, he made racist Asian remarks to him too. Yeah, he's gonna get the book thrown at him. This dude's gonna get life in prison.
The judge and his mother.
The judge, the prosecutor, y'all can suck my ass.
You know, I'm gonna say this to anybody who is wanting to do like IRL streaming. I mean, I'm gonna say this. You know, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. This started with people like freaking Logan Paul and Jake Paul. Where they went around, they acted like complete fucking jackasses in other countries, and when they did something, I mean, especially with Logan Paul, where he literally performed the infamous, you know, Suicide Forest in Japan video. He was basically just given a slap on the wrist. I think some people agree with me that there should have been a harsher punishment in terms of like what YouTube did with individuals like Logan Paul. I think honestly his title as a content creator should have been stripped and freaking, you know, just him being removed from some segments of social media should have been taken into place, but nope, they didn't. And now we have fuckheads like this that continue to perpetuate that kind of behavior, thinking that it's okay, when in reality it's not.
Yeah, suck my off. Causing anxiety by carrying a fish. Tell the judge you can suck my. I'll bring a fish to your mother's house.
He is now facing
He's
36 years in South Korean prison, and his genius idea is to threaten the dude who has his freedom in his hands.
Yeah, no, he's going to prison. He's going to prison.
and the judge's mother. Because why not? While we're at it, right? Like, I said this on Twitter, but at this point, Johnny's essentially pen testing the South Korean judicial.
Let's see. He's essentially pen testing for the South Korean judicial system. This case will decide if you will actually find out if you F around and, over there. A fascinating social experiment. Dude, why are you even doing this? Why is he even doing this as an experiment? Why is he, like honestly, at this point, I mean, with everything, like, literally, for once, instead of, like, just playing it up for the fucking, playing it up for his fans. Yeah, because at this point, his life is on the line. And he's going to continue acting like a jackass. Good lord.
System, because he is doing the opposite of what you're supposed to be doing when you're facing serious prison time every step of the way. So I mean, whatever they end up giving him will send a clear message to the world if South Korea welcomes streamers to harass their citizens for content or not. So
I think it's not just South Korea, but I think in general, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of countries, because I think if I remember correctly, there was a story a while back where you had a streamer get harassed, an American IRL streamer get harassed in another country, all because they were streaming. I mean, unfortunately, due to some of the behaviors of some of these individuals, it has kind of trickled down to some of the other streamers, where a individual, or let's say an individual streaming in another country, the residents see that and then proceed to harass that streamer, thinking that they're gonna, probably, like, in their mind thinking that, you know, these people are about to do something stupid or offensive to their customs. So anyway,
basically, as some of you guys have noticed, I've been traveling for the last 10 days, which is why there's been way fewer uploads, but we're back to way more uploads now. But anyway, a lot has happened since I made my last video on Johnny in a hotel lobby. Obviously, he went to court again, and if you thought things were bad for him the time I went to the trial, it's so much worse this time. As he's now facing additional charges, and there will now be multiple witnesses testifying against him in the next trial. But you may be asking, how did he show up? Did he go through and do the whole black pointy robe thing like he was claiming he was going to do? Well, not really. He rocked the usual MAGA hat. I guess that is just his Hail Mary in hopes our current administration will somehow pass him one of those get out of jail free cards from Monopoly.
What the fuck does he think he is? He's not, no. And like that, I mean, with that kind of thing, it's like, dude, you fucked yourself.
But unfortunately for Johnny, nobody is rallying to free this dude.
Yeah.
Like, as everyone
Nobody cares.
Except
He's
for
a dipshit.
the 20 people who watch his streams in support of him believe he's made his own bed. But speaking of the robe, from what I can tell before the trial, one of their neighbors saw Hank and Johnny using it to film some video on top of the roof of Hank's apartment building in Seoul. And naturally, they posted this video right after the trial was over.
I have a truth that I am the modern day Letitia Harley, and I am being assassinated by modern day rooftop Koreans. I have a...
Did he really think that this was a good idea? What the fuck? Just what the fuck? Did this guy seriously think that this was the appropriate way to address the situation? To address people? Yeah, no, Johnny Somali deserves prison. He deserves prison.
Dream that I may not be sentenced to 10 years of hard labor in South Korea for the simple crime of spilling a cup of noodles. Seriously.
You were a piece of shit. And it was just, it wasn't just you spilling a cup of noodles. It was you being a public nuisance, like you've been doing in the past couple of countries that you've been, you know, visiting. You piece of shit.
That is my main goal.
No, it's not. It's
No.
the deepfake charges that are in the main charges. Legal Minds.
I did hear about that. Apparently, he did a deep fake of something, and that's illegal in Korea.
It actually made a chart with all the current charges. So you see the one in the middle there for the loud music on the bus? Well, that was just added, and he pled guilty for that one as well. So in total, he's already pleaded guilty to 5 of these charges, and then you have the 2 serious ones, which are the deepfake charges, which hold a maximum of 10.5 years in Korean prison each. And he pled not guilty, meaning he has to go fight those 2 in court, even though he live streamed himself doing what he's being accused of. Then to make things worse for him, and because of those pleas, the next court date, apparently witnesses will be testifying against him. I mean, just imagine throwing away your life to be that unfunny. Dude's no civil rights martyr. He's a guy who made a living off of harassing strangers in public and live streaming their reactions against their will for profit. And because he goes way over the line for some basic attention online, he's now facing a maximum prison sentence of 36 years in South Korean prison. And
I hope those, I think for a lot of us, if we had a chance to talk to Johnny Somali, I think at this point, I think the real question was, I hope that 2 minutes of 2 minutes of fame and 2 minutes of acting like a jackass was worth it. Because clearly, I mean, by the looks of it, by the sounds of it, he's probably going to get, a good chunk of time in prison. So, anyway.
And clearly, this is getting to both of them, both him and his friend Hank. Because now that Johnny has decided to actually fight these charges, that means he's Hank's problem for even longer. Or, well, this is until Hank does the logical thing of just kicking him out from his apartment, because, let's be real here, Johnny, he's made his own bed. But Dr. Ulrich Node, who was with us in the first court hearing, he actually went again and shared the notes with us of the court transcription, so everyone can actually know exactly what happened in the second court hearing.
Okay.
So, 10 a.m., the judge enters the courtroom and everyone stands. Before this, a court officer instructed everyone to turn off their phones. The audience includes individuals from various backgrounds, such as Australian, Pakistani, Korean, Korean American, Jewish, South African, and African American. There are about 10 people present. 10 a.m., the case begins. Johnny Somali is scheduled for 10:40 a.m., but when the time comes, he is not in the courtroom.
Oh, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign.
Earlier, his and Hank's voices were heard in the corridor, but they are not present now. So, I mean, the dude is late for his second court case. He was really late for the first one. Apparently, he was late for this one as well. 10:44 a.m. Johnny's still not present, but a public defender enters the room. It's unclear if the defender is assigned to Johnny's case or if there's some confusion. 10:51 a.m. Johnny, also known as Khalid, is called. The court officer knows that Johnny was upstairs, but went downstairs again, and they're waiting for him to return. A minute later, Johnny enters the courtroom, this time without a smile, and sits in the proper seat. The court begins reviewing the charges he previously admitted to. 10:54 a.m. While the judge is checking.
Okay, while the judge is checking files, Johnny winks at me. Meanwhile, Hank, Johnny's accomplice, turns around and tries to intimidate the audience by making a scary face or serious face, which is not effective.
In the files, Johnny winks at me. Meanwhile, Hank, Johnny's accomplice, turns around and tries to intimidate the audience by making a scary face or serious face, which is not effective. 10:56 a.m. The judge asked Johnny if there was any change to his work or address, because remember last time he lied about not knowing his address, and then he also lied about being a student instead of a full-time streamer, which he was at the time.
Bullshit.
And then essentially, by saying there was no change, he effectively lied yet again. Apparently, the judge reminds Johnny that he has the right to remain silent, but it appears the judge doubts Johnny's ability to do so. Johnny says there is no change. Following this, the prosecutor reviews the previous charges, including the incident on October 12th, where Johnny caused a disturbance on bus number 471. By playing a loud ape sound and music, forcing the bus to stop. He repeated similar behavior on another bus on the same route, harassing passengers. Additionally, the prosecutor mentions that on October 13th, Johnny created a deepfake video of him kissing another man. The judge asked Johnny if he would like to proceed with a plea on the deepfake charges. Johnny, through his lawyer, pleads not guilty to the deepfake charges. He asks Johnny for confirmation, which he confirms. The judge appears mildly surprised by the plea and asks for proof of innocence. The lawyer states that they currently have no proof and need time to gather it. Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, dude, when you literally have kept a record of all your wrongdoing, I mean, you can't really plead innocent there.
Fortunately for him, again, he is his own star witness. He live streamed himself doing this. So
Yeah.
he's exactly what the prosecutors need to, but exactly not what the defense needs, when he's on the defense at least. But in response, the prosecution requests a witness examination, stating that since Johnny denies the charges, they need to present witnesses. The judge agrees to allow a witness examination, but notes that given the sensitive nature of the charges, the victim will decide if the court will be open or closed. This means that the public and press may be restricted depending on the victim's preference. Then Dr. Ulrich added some personal notes here where it says that Johnny seems to realize that he's actually in trouble here. Hank seems very stressed. After court, the two marched out and are followed by reporters. A reporter asked Johnny if he still thinks that Korea is a vassal state. It's so hard to take that thing seriously due to how ridiculous of a statement that was from him to begin with. It's just baffling to me, like, who is facing decades in prison and then goes out to the public media and says that Korea is a vassal state of the United States?
I mean, the dude's an idiot. Like, clearly he doesn't think rationally.
It's like,
obviously,
dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
This time, Johnny apparently was a little bit wiser, and he remained silent. And Hank takes on the role of the pseudo lawyer, saying Johnny has no further comments. And they reach the bottom of the stairs, and Hank yells profanities and swears at the people's parents.
Oh, that's
so I guess they're
nice.
just taking turns on crashing out. Last time it was Johnny who was just acting out in court. Now I guess it's Hank. But apparently they blunderingly walk into the underground level and are forced to come back up and walk through a crowd of anti-Johnny attendees. And then Ulrich apparently spoke Korean and told Johnny that he is terribly short. But Johnny didn't understand that, so he muttered profanities in return, apparently. But again, thank you, Dr. Ulrich, for the transcript.
What a maroon.
Of what actually happened inside of the courtroom, but Johnny just continues to lie in court for no real reason. Everyone is already aware of how he's making his money in Korea. So why he would do this and just continue to lie, it's beyond me. But again, I would also ask the same question to basically 90% of the things he does. None of it makes sense. He's already admitted that what he's doing is not worth it. So I don't know why he continues to double down and double down and double down when he's already admitted, hey, this isn't worth it anymore. I'm not getting paid for this anymore. Okay, why are you still doing stuff to make your penalty harsher and to add time to your current 36 years of potential South Korean prison time? It's just baffling how stupid this is. I mean, especially pleading not guilty to something he live streamed himself doing. That's a bold move.
I mean, it's clear that the dude isn't, I hate to say it, but it's clear that the guy isn't really, you know, is bankrupt morally, but it does seem like he's kind of an idiot. Thinking that some of the things he's been doing is okay, that some of the things for the sake of like content, like he could do whatever he wants, which no, that's not the case.
Especially when it's just gonna delay the inevitable sentencing and potentially give him a worse penalty if they do find him guilty for this. So the next trial date, it's set for August. So if you want me to go there, drop a like on this video. But there's a little bit more to talk about today, because the YouTuber 15 Minutes of Shame, he's been posting a handful of videos over the last couple of days with clips from that stream that they did right after the trial day. And if I was gonna sum up the mood here, I would say that Johnny is still in this like in-between phase of denial and disbelief, and Hank is visibly hating his life with Johnny still living in a small apartment. Well, the first clip naturally isn't even about the trial, because Johnny is still he's just so interested in others talking about him and how the reaction is to him. He's more interested in that than his own freedom and trial. So apparently he's just worried about how Asmongold is reacting to his content.
Honestly, it's easy content for him. The nigga sits there, he lets cockroaches fall over him, he drinks more soda pop and water. Why am I calling it soda pop? But then he sits there, reacts to a Tozy video, and just says, oh, Johnny's cooked, Johnny's this, oh my god, he's just...
I mean, looking at some of the looking at some of the videos, looking at I mean, dude, your life is ruined. You fucking ruined your life because you thought that you could get content out of it. Was it worth it? Was it worth it, dipshit?
But oh my god, the narrative is changing. When a lot of these react to my videos now, like especially the Twitch streamers, because since they changed the rule on Twitch that like you can watch banned Twitch stream, I'm a banned Twitch streamer technically. They changed the rule that you can watch banned Twitch streamers content. A lot of these
are laughing at the situation now.
Dude, people are laughing at how you will so willingly destroy your life for attention with basically zero ups.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, people are laughing at the fact that, you know, you're going to prison for being an asshole.
Side other than attention. I mean, Johnny is trapped in South Korea for a long time. He's not making good money anymore, and he's forced to mooch off his friend Hank to get by. And clearly, all of this is really getting to Hank.
Hey, y'all got 3 more months of Johnny Somali freedom. Like, there is a lot. Like, they're gonna clip it. I already know these channels, and they're gonna keep me relevant, bro. I can stream once a month, and I'm still relevant. My name is getting millions of views on YouTube, and I don't even have to do nothing. The last time I streamed was 2 weeks ago. That's crazy power. That's crazy power.
Well, yeah, you're in the middle of an international criminal case.
Yeah.
You're facing 36 years of prison time simply because you're a moron addicted to attention on the internet.
Yes.
When we first started covering him in Korea, he was basically only facing like a slap on the wrist. Because the first time he was detained, etc., that was about...
Dude, he's not gonna get a slap on the wrist. He's gonna get, if anything, if there's a slap on the wrist, it's gonna be, freaking, think of a set of handcuffs slapped to his wrist, and then being, you know, carted off to jail.
Walking around with the rotting fish on the bus and shoving it in people's faces. As we saw from the chart earlier, that was a fine and or up to 30 days in jail, worst case scenario, as that charge is essentially the equivalent of a misdemeanor. But I guess with the attention back on him from the commentary channels again, I guess he decides to just continue to act out in the worst way possible to keep videos being made on him. And now he's facing 36 years in prison. Congratulations, you played yourself? Like, that doesn't sound like power to me. That sounds like a massive skill issue. Why'd you do that to yourself, dude?
You know, this reminds me a lot of the situation with, you know, content creators like freaking, like I'm J Station, where he just kept pushing the envelope, all for the sake of fucking the content, the money, and so on. Till eventually he did a few things that were seriously heinous, and got himself banned, I think, for both Twitch and YouTube. So, dude, this is like the general definition of like fuck around and find out. It really is.
But he also revealed that allegedly someone from the U.S. Embassy came to his most recent court date.
I don't want to say nothing about the court, but let's just say there was somebody from the government at court today. That's not, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not private information. It's not private information. There was a representative from the U.S. Embassy at the court today. I'm just gonna put that out there. My country looking out for me.
No,
I'm a U.S. citizen at the end of the day, and they know this is.
Why would you assume that they're doing anything but monitoring the situation? Because again, he left his American rights at home in America. Unfortunately, he still doesn't seem to realize he's at the mercy of the South Korean judge that he is actively threatening on his streams. But this is what Hank has to say revolving a lot of the hate that Hank's been getting for supporting Johnny.
I get partially, okay? Partially, I understand why Koreans are upset at Ramsey, because, yeah, but
I'm not scared to say my name. My name is Ramsey. I love
what did I do? Why are they targeting me?
They're gonna clip this. Be careful what you say.
I know. Just
go ahead.
Let me please say it, okay? What did I do that was so wrong? So
you supported a piece of shit.
Friend, like, let's say my friend screwed up. That means I should abandon my friend? Like that's not loyalty. Do you understand what loyalty is?
Dude, your friend didn't screw up. He's making an active decision every single day to make his own life and your life as miserable as possible to get a little bit of attention online. He didn't even accidentally offend someone or accidentally commit a crime.
He did it intentionally. He did it full-blown intentionally to freaking harass people.
Put you and your family in a position to have to pay for his legal representation. These are active decisions on his end as he continues to double down over and over and over again. You do not owe someone loyalty if they're actively destroying your life and damaging your relationship with your family, because friends don't do that. Johnny is definitely not your friend if he's doing all that to you.
I shouldn't. I'm getting also punished by South Korea because of guilty by association. My mom and my dad.
Don't talk about your family. Don't talk about your family.
Okay.
Don't give these ammo.
But,
Don't get emotional on stream.
But anyway,
when I get emotional, I troll. Don't be serious. Okay,
what did I do?
Just be careful.
Like,
I'm telling you.
Seriously, I didn't insult Korea. I didn't insult comfort women. I actually told Ramsey. I mean, I would have told Ramsey not to do it if he was gonna do it.
I did it before I met you.
He did it without my knowledge.
I mean, the more Hank talks, the more clear it is to me that Johnny is completely taking advantage of him.
Yeah.
It seems like that Hank isn't really playing
That does
the
what
full
it
deck
seems
of cards,
like.
so to speak. And to preface that, that's a complete speculation, as I don't know the guy. But I also feel like that kind of showed in that interview he did back with the LA-based Korean podcast a few months ago about him and Johnny being jumped. But also, just by like scraping the surface of how Hank was banned from the United States and his previous online political stunts and things, it would seem that he has quite a pattern of antisocial behavior. So I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny is one of his only friends, which is likely why he's so loyal to him. But at the end of the day, like, people are upset with Hank for going along with all this and directly financially supporting Johnny and enabling this guy's behavior.
I don't want you to get charged and stay here home. I'm already planning to get you a room for yourself. Like, your unit, okay? Yeah. So yeah.
And my understanding here is if he actually goes ahead and sponsors an apartment for Johnny, that's not him paying for it. That's his family paying for that. And it also seems like, or well, he's admitted as well that his family hates Johnny. So why he would do that to his own family, that's questionable as well. Like, if you're talking about loyalty here, why are you not being loyal to your own family? But
exactly.
Johnny is clearly very disappointed because, you know, he was...
I mean, it does seem like his loyalty is kind of put in the wrong place. I mean, at this point, with how much of a POS Johnny Somali is, you'd think that, and especially really possibly hopefully having some respect for his family who don't like Johnny, would respect them a little bit and their feelings, but clearly not.
Hoping he was going to be able to leave after this court date.
It sounds like within a month though you could be out of here.
It is a possibility. It is a possibility.
I mean, like, if everything goes well with the thing, then it should just kind of be resolved, and you should be able to. You've got your passport still, so
It's right here.
Yeah, you should be able to just kind of dip that.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I'll leave you.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
the
didn't
big
they take-
takeaway here is don't harass strangers in public
Yeah.
for your live stream. That could save you.
I think ultimately, just if you're, I mean, I'll say this: I have my own thoughts about prank YouTubers, prank content creators. I mean, honestly, in terms of like prank content creators, people go way too far in terms of like their antics. Like, I remember one situation, like seeing one video a while back where literally this guy was like carrying around a gas can. It was filled with water, but he was like going around pouring what bystanders thought was gasoline on people's vehicles. Till he gets to this one truck with an old guy in it. Dude starts trying to like pour, again, the gasoline on the truck. The old man comes out of his truck with a freaking firearm, about to blow this kid away. He's like, "No, it's a prank. You're taking this too seriously." Like, motherfucker, if that old man, felt his life was threatened, he probably would have just shot your ass. I mean, he probably still would have, but at the same time, it's like, dude. I mean, he would, in a sense, because his life and his vehicle would be in danger. I would have to guess he'd be within his rights to, again, blow this kid, just blow this kid away, because, unfortunately, you have an idiot thinking that it's okay to pretend to pour gasoline on a damn vehicle. But, like I said before, when it comes down to IRL streamers or content creators, you have people that have thought that it was okay to act like a complete another jackass in another country, which is not a good thing to do. So, good lord.
A whole bunch of headaches, clearly, as we know very well here on this channel. If you want me to go to the next trial, please drop a like on this video, and also shout out 15 Minutes of Shame, Legal Mindset, and Dr. Ulrich Node for making this video possible. But other than that, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe on YouTube. Thanks, you'll enjoy this video, so I would definitely recommend checking that out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Okay, so that was that video. All in all, you know, that was a good breakdown of the Johnny Somali case. Periodically, I mean, I haven't much reacted to it, but I have periodically kind of chimed in to see what was going on. And yeah, no, that guy is a POS. And my personal opinion, Johnny Somali deserves jail time. I think it needs. It's clear that, you know, especially again, because he's kept record of everything he's done. I mean, in terms of like the laws of Korea, no, I mean, he did stuff that was against their customs, again, that would be illegal in that country, and therefore needs to pay the price. And I think this is a sort of wake-up call for a lot of IRL streamers where people think that they could just do whatever they want, when in reality, they can't. So, anyway, I think for now, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Truly appreciate it if you guys can. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. All that good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description down below. As well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Rob Novakast signing off. Have a good one. Take care. And I'll see you guys next video.